Hello, TWAP Universe. Today I'm going to welcome you to the very first editing video I've ever done in my whole life. So, what I'm going to be sharing you today is some really cool techniques that I know you'll love, especially if you're a landscape photographer or still life photographer. It's how to effectively do an HDR photo with just one photo in Lightroom 5 or any other Lightroom before that. I know Lightroom 6 has the HDR feature, and you can do it with other software as well. If they have this function I'm going to talk about later. For those who don't know what Lightroom is, I'm going to explain it briefly. Use HDR technology to, if you have a situation where you have blown out highlights and really darks, like a really high contrast scene that you want to capture, and you want actually detail in the darks and detail in the brights. So, for example, if you had an indoor shot and there's a big window in the scene, so it's dark inside and it's bright outside. So everything outside will be just white and the inside will be pretty dark. So, and you want to get details from both of those places. So you take a series of shots on the same angle, put your camera on a tripod, and take a really bright photo so that you can see the detail in the darkness, a normal photo, normally exposed photo, and a dark photo so you can get the details from the highlights. And you take all those photos into some software, and the software will take the information from those photos and give you an image that has brighter darks and darker highlights. And so that's what I'm going to do here in Lightroom for you, show you how to do it. So let's start editing. So here we are in Lightroom 5, and I have an image here that is a pretty good example because it has a lot of contrast. There's really dark, this dark building here, and most of the sky is completely white here. And if we want to get the details of the clouds in the sky, also with the darks right here, I'm going to show you how to do that. You can see up here in the histogram the dark areas and also the light areas are completely far apart. And so this is a really cool thing you can do in Lightroom to pretty much do an HDR photo with just one photo. It is going to sacrifice a little bit of noise. RAW is pretty much completely needed. You can't do this with a JPEG. You should use a RAW for this one because it needs a lot of information. So you can see here we have the highlights, the shadows, and the whites and the blacks, and these are levels where you can change these individual values. And you can see if I turn up to 100, it's squished to the highlights are squished to the side, and when I put it down here, it's down into the middle. So that's what we want. We want these two to be all in the middle, showing that they aren't completely extreme. So we're pretty much just going to use the highlights and the shadows. You can use the whites and the blacks for pretty crazy HDR effective photos. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just show you how to make an HDR look. So let's turn these two opposite sides. You can see there it opens up the shadows a big deal, but there is some grain in here. So to also kind of help make this look like an HDR kind of photo, we can also turn up the clarity, which I really love, especially when you're trying to make it look like an HDR kind of photo. Turn the saturation a bit up, not too high, because then you're gonna make the noise show up even more. And you can see right here there's a whole bunch of chromatic aberration, probably because I wasn't holding the camera steady. so it got kind of blurry. And we can fix that down here. Of course, we should probably always select that, then click that to remove aberrations, and there you go. It's not as bad as it was before. So there we are. And also, to fix the noise problem, we can go up here, noise reduction. Let's move this down to the area that we want, right there, because that's where most of the noise is. Then we turn it up, probably about 50, 55, 58. Turn the detail up, because you still want to keep that detail. I put contrast around 75. Turn all these up, and there's not as much noise around here. And if we want it to keep it completely clean, we can put it up to 75. Never usually do that. Maybe turn up the sharpening a bit, and there we are. That's effectively an HDR, how you can do HDR in Lightroom. We do some straightening. This is a really cool feature in Lightroom 5. Straighten that out. There we are. So, that's it, guys. Don't you think that's cool? I really love this. I used it on the donkey photo. If you are on Google Plus and you follow me, it kind of makes it look pretty cool and funny. So that's it for this video. I hope you like it. And I hope you're going to be able to use this sometime for your benefit. Thanks a bunch for watching. Make sure you follow me on Google Plus if you're on Google Plus, and subscribe if you like this video. Make sure you watch my other videos and like this video. And if you have any ideas, any comment whatsoever, even if you just want to say the video wasn't exactly that great, please tell me what was wrong with the video, and that'll help me a lot. So thanks a bunch. See you guys. Hey peeps, we're going to edit some awesome stuff. Boom. Hey Trop Universe, welcome to Kaboom. Use the information from those photos to boom, boom, boom. Look at that light right there. It's so blinding. What if I turn it off? Huh? What if I turn it off? That I can tell. There we go. That's what happens. And then you turn it back on. That's what happens again.